Hello children and welcome to your EVS class. Today we are going to start chapter number 7 of your EVS book, and the name of the chapter is Protecting Plants and Animals. In this chapter we will learn about various points like how to protect our plants and animals, then classification of animals, then we'll learn about food chain also. Then the fourth topic we'll deal in this chapter is interdependence of plants and animals in our environment. Then what are the human activities which are disturbing the plants and animals? And what are the ways to protect our forest? So children, let's start the topic. Yes children, before starting the topic, we should learn that all living things in the world depend on each other. Human beings depends on plants for oxygen, for food, for clothing, for medicines, isn't it? Isn't it? Whenever we get ill, we get medicine. Whatever medicines which we are eating are made from the plants only. Then the clothes we are wearing, the food we are eating, and the oxygen which we are inhaling is coming from the plants only. Then we also depends upon animals for milk. Yes, I'm very sure you all eat milk, drink milk. So who gives us milk? Yes, animals. We get milk from animals. Then meat, egg, etc. And the animals also help us in plowing our fields and pulling carts also. Animals, on the other hand, animals depends upon plants for their food. Then, and not only animals, plants also depends upon animals for carbon dioxide. So children, moving further to the new topic, or our first topic is animal classification. It means that in how many types of animals are there. So children, like in the previous chapters, we learned about different types of plants. So in this chapter, we learn about different types of animals. And why I'm telling you this? Because in order to protect the animals, it's very important to know the types of animals. So children, moving further, let me tell you that there are basically 4 types of animals: herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, and decomposers. We'll learn about them, but before that, let's start the first one. The first one is herbivores. And what are herbivores? Animals that eat only plants are known as herbivores. For example, cow, sheep, goat, elephant, and deer. And they are also known as primary consumer. So children, as you can see, these animals have wide flat teeth for grazing on grass or beaks to open nuts. So their body are suited for eating only plants. There are some more examples of herbivorous animals like horse, rabbit, cow, and giraffe. Okay children, now moving further to the second type of animals. Yes, you guessed it right. They are known as carnivorous animals. And what are carnivorous animals? Animals that eat the flesh of other animals are known as carnivores. For example, lion, tiger, leopard, cheetah. These are the examples of carnivorous animals. And some birds are also included in this. Some birds are also carnivores like eagle, vulture, and kite. They eat the flesh of other animals. Some more examples of carnivores are fox, wolf, lion, and shark. So I think children, you must have understood about the carnivorous animals. Then the third type of animals are omnivores animals. Animals that eat both plants and animal flesh are known as omnivores. And children, can you guess the example of these type of animals? Yes, the biggest example are we, human beings, and crow. Yes, we eat both plants and animal. Isn't it so? And bears are omnivores that can eat fish and also berries. Then raccoons will eat fish, amphibians, fruits and nuts. Some more example of omnivorous animals are human being, raccoon, bear, chimpanzee and seagull. They eat both plants and animals. And the fourth and the last type of classification of animals are decomposers. Yes, children, as the name suggests, decomposers feed on dead plants and animals. And they are very important, children. Why? Because they eat that part of the environment which is not eaten by anyone. And in another example, they return the raw material to our ecosystem. They decay dead matter and releases minerals in the environment which is absorbed by the plants. For example, the greatest example of decomposers are bacteria and fungi. These are the decomposers which eat the waste and dead organism. And while doing so, they are releasing some minerals which are released in the environment and are absorbed by the plants to make them more fertile. And mushrooms and bacteria are most common decomposers. Right, children? And they are also known as primary decomposers. So I think, children, you must have understood these 4 basic types of classification of animals. Let's revise it once again. The first type of animal classification was herbivore. As the name suggests, it deals with herbs, like eating only plants. So the examples are sheep, goat, elephant and deer. And they are also known as primary consumers. Then we move further to carnivores. They not only eat plants, children, they eat only the flesh of other animals. Yes, children, they don't eat plants as herbivores do. They eat the flesh of other animals. It means that if you will give green leafy vegetables to tiger, they will not eat it at all because they don't eat plants. Then moving further to omnivores. Omnivores eat both plants and animals, and human beings and crow are the most famous example of omnivores. Then the fourth one is decomposers. They neither eat plants nor animals nor both, but they feed on dead plants and animals. Those plants and those animals which have become dead and decay, they feed on them. So children, some of the most famous example of decomposers are bacteria and fungi. I hope, children, the first topic of lesson number 7, that is protecting plants and animals, which is given on page number 50 of your EVS book, is clear to you. Thank you for listening and watching the video. Goodbye.